You start your car on a freezing cold morning and instantly hear a loud, annoying clicking sound coming from the engine bay, followed by a severe lack of power when you try to accelerate. If you plug in your diagnostic scanner and it spits out a P065E trouble code, your engine computer is complaining about the intake manifold tuning valve performance on bank 1. Bank 1 is simply the side of the engine that houses cylinder number 1. Now, let us talk about what this tuning valve, often called a flapper valve by mechanics, actually does. It sits inside your intake manifold and physically moves to redirect airflow, changing the length of the intake runners to give you better low-end torque or high-end horsepower depending on how you are driving. Think of it like a set of mechanical lungs that adjust how the engine breathes. The problem is that these valves are almost always made of cheap plastic, and they live in an environment with extreme heat cycles. Add in some extreme winter cold, and that plastic becomes brittle, gets stuck, or simply snaps. When the computer tries to open the valve, and it cannot move properly, it throws this code. Do not ignore this, because if those brittle plastic pieces break off completely, they can get sucked directly into your engine cylinders, causing catastrophic internal damage. Before you tear the whole intake manifold off, which can be a massive job, clear the code and see if it comes back immediately. If it does, grab a bright flashlight and locate the electrical connector for the tuning valve on the outside of the manifold. These wires are notorious for melting against hot engine parts or vibrating until they break. If the wiring looks completely solid, grab an advanced bi-directional scan tool. You can actually use the scanner to electronically command the valve to open and close. If you hear that loud clicking noise while commanding it, the internal gears are likely stripped or the plastic flap is jammed against heavy carbon buildup. At that point, you have no choice but to pull the valve out, or sometimes remove the entire intake manifold to clean out the obstruction or replace the broken valve unit with a brand new one.